Welcome to 21 Days of Love, Peace, and Harmony, Practice and People. Experience the power of joining together in practice with those making a positive impact through their distinctive practices. Join us every day at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time from April the 1st through the 21st at Love, Peace, Harmony Foundation. And in preparation for the Love, Peace, Harmony 12-hour Earth Day Marathon on April the 22nd with founder Dr. and Master Zhigang Shah, world-renowned healer, humanitarian, and best-selling author. We invite you to join us, share this video, and donate in support of planting 1 million trees, as collectively we help to restore Mother Earth to her natural beauty. Together we can create a more loving, peaceful, and harmonious world. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Aloha and welcome. I'm in the forest. I am Diane Fujio, one of the program directors of the Love, Peace, Harmony Foundation. And I'm extra excited today because I get to welcome on someone from the Hawaiian Islands. I live in Honolulu, Hawaii, and it's one of the most beautiful places in the world. You know, there's many special places, but where you live is always where your heart is. So I'd like to introduce you to a very special, I call her a superheroine, and I'll tell you a little bit why. So Malia Davidson is a certified master teacher of the Tao Academy and the first native Hawaiian director of the Master Sha Tao Center here in Hawaii. Malia is a community organizer, educator, mediator, and an active advocate for the environment, education, empowerment of children, Hawaiian language, and cultural education for over 30 years. She was born and raised on Maui. Maui is one of our islands and is, like I said, a native Hawaiian and mother of 5 children. And she received both a bachelor's and master's degree as a non-traditional student from the University of Hawaiʻi, Manoa, in peace studies and political science. And this is why I call Malia a heroine, a superwoman, because she's got her home life, she's got her business life, but she also is very caring and concerned about the natural environment, the aina, the land, as we say in Hawaii. So Malia's connection to her kupuna, or ancestors, and the love of aina, or land, and deep commitment to empower community to help build bridges of relevance and transformation to those she teaches. Aloha and ho'oponopono are key, as all life exists because of our love, which is aloha, and forgiveness, which is ho'oponopono, for and with each other, and is what reveals our truest purpose and next step each moment. As I said, she loves the environment and she volunteers in many different groups, but I would like to feature one today. She's an active volunteer for Pu'ukukui Watershed Preserve, which is the largest ahupua ridge to reef. And I apologize, I'm not a native Hawaiian, nor have I lived in Hawaii all my life. The Ahupu'ua'a is the ridge to reef land division in Hawaii and is the second wettest place on Mother Earth. Today, we'd like to take you on a very tiny tour of this very special place that literally serves the world, because what happens there affects the bigger globe. So let's see a video so we can know a little bit more about what Malia does.
Leia o pu'ukui kaua no e hunai ana momi o kala. I ka vai helele I mai ka lani mai. Ho ike mai I ka nani ka maha o ake akua. E aku ule o kono e komo e malama e.
In this holi, the summit of Pu'ukukui is described as a momi, a gem that's hidden high above Mount Nakahalavai on Maui's west side. Pu'ukukui Watershed Preserve is the largest private nature preserve in the state of Hawaiʻi and is home to hundreds of native species and some of the rarest endangered flora and fauna in the islands. Sprawling across more than 9,000 pristine acres from Mauka to Makai, it is a vital water source for Maui's communities, being one of the wettest spots on Earth. Hawaiian ancestral wisdom, or ʻike kupuna, as it relates to water, is fundamental to the conservation efforts in the preserve, providing a culturally sensitive and culturally informed approach to managing, protecting, and restoring the thriving native ecosystem of Pu'ukukui. Our kupuna recognized vai, water, as life-sustaining, so much so that the word vai is defined as rich, wealthy, and valuable, thus reminding us of the high value our elders placed on this priceless resource. A narrow wooden boardwalk throughout the preserve provides scientists and conservationists access to research and maintain the preserve, especially one of Pu'ukukui's, and indeed Hawaii's, most unique plant communities, the peat bog, which stretches across several miles of the summit. Plants that grow there are virtually miniaturized. Ohia trees, which can typically grow as tall as 50 to 70 feet, reach maturity at less than 1 foot in height after several decades of growth in the bog. A slip of the foot off the boardwalk can take centuries to repair its damage. Pu'ukukui is a fragile and biodiverse ecosystem, requiring a unique and intentional approach to ensure that it will remain intact for generations to come, because, as it's been said, we are only borrowing this precious resource from our keiki.
Wow, that is so beautiful. So let's bring on Malia because we want to talk more about her volunteer work and also something very important. You know, as a newcomer to Hawaii, I was introduced to Hula. And Hula is a way of helping, us understand the culture. It's just one way. There's many other ways. But I'd like to invite Malia now to come talk about, what we just saw was amazing because some of those plants and animals, those birds and insects are endangered species and you can't find them in any other place in the world but here in Hawaii. So Malia, if you'd like to talk more about the watershed or you'd like to just give us a little bit about hula because hula is so important to the Hawaiian culture. And I just want to let our audience know why is it important.
Aloha mai kako, aloha everyone. Mahalo nui for allowing me to be here and to share with all of you today. I am you just saw one of the most pristine places on all the planet. And as a Hawaiian, we are brought up to understand our connection to environment, our connection not only to the land, but the ocean and why there's that connection there. It goes back thousands, tens of thousands of years. of Hawaiian tradition was passed down orally. So nothing was written down. Everything was exact in the passing down of that information. And so you had selected people children, when they're very, very little, were chosen to be able to do that. And it was clear when a child, you can see when they're around 2, 3, 4 years old, you can see the gifts of a child. And so children were trained from very small time to be able, those who can remember and memorize and get it quickly, you can see that. You can even see that in school when you were probably growing up. So they were trained, and by the time they were of age, they were chanting for stories. They were chanting creation chants. They were chanting about our connection to the universe, to the stars. Hawaiians were traveling, circumnavigating the world for thousands of years, and we still are today. So these connections, if you've ever been out on the ocean, if you've ever been in a river or a lake or up in the mountains, you will typically be quiet and you will be reverent, because you understand quickly that something bigger than yourself is there. Something more powerful than yourself is there. And we see time and time again, millions of people come from all over the world to be in Hawaii. And sometimes they don't understand why they're here. I say this to you because it's that connection that your soul feels. Your soul feels driven to be in Hawaii. Your soul feels driven to want to be connected to something greater than yourself. And so in Hawaii, there's great beauty, as you've seen. That is high in the mountain. Pu'ukukui is high, high, high up in the clouds. Not everyone gets to see her close up. And so this is our way of bringing her to you. And I refer the mountain as her. I refer the mountain as our kupuna, as you heard, our ancestor, because in Hawaiian thinking, we are related to everything. That is our grandmother, that's our mother, that's our father, that's our cousin. So from mountain to ocean, everything is related to us. We have responsibility to her, to our Aina. So why is Hula involved in all of this? A kumu hula, or a master master teacher of hula, is responsible for teaching all of this. What you see in front of you on ads or in competition or pictures and photos is just the byproduct of what is being taught every single moment. So a kumu is not only responsible for the movement, for the song that comes out of that dancer, out of the practitioner, but the kumu is also responsible for their connection to Aina, to the land. Everything that is danced, about 90% of all the chants you will ever hear, a lot of Hawaiian music is about Aina. It's about the land. It's about the winds. It's about the rains. It's about how the ocean is moving. It's about the interaction between us and the Aina. So about 90% of all chants are about that. So that tells you the relationship between the people and the importance of that relationship. And so to be out of balance with Aina is hurtful, actually, to the people. It is. And so when you see that imbalance happening in Hawaii, you will see Hawaiians show up because it's a natural part of our DNA. We know that from the core of our being. And our children are raised in this way as well. And it was lost for many, many years. I'm not saying that it was there all the time, because there is a whole 1 and 2 generations that it was not being taught, because our kupuna, our ancestors our elders were being stopped from language, and they were being stopped from teaching specific methods of forgiveness, of aloha.
Well, I'm so grateful now that many Hawaiians have risen up and said, no, no more. We need our culture, and we need it in the way that it was given to us from generations in the oral tradition. So you said something earlier, very key. You said that the soul is connected, and that the soul really longs for this connection. And I see and hear from what you said that hula is one way. So would you give us a small taste of the hula movement for our audience?
Yes. Yeah, I will share this to you as I will share it with you as a hula dancer. I am not a kumu hula, but it is something that we enjoy. We enjoy. Hula is unlike any dance in the world. It really is, because it's pulling in the movements from the environment. It's pulling in our core being, our soul's desire to be able, in a disciplined way, by the way, in a disciplined way, to show, to connect with the higher powers that are around us. We may call this power God. Call we may call this being the universe. We may connect to the sun, the moon, the stars. Whatever you call it is what we're connecting with. So one of the things that I would like to, because hula will not be something that will be covered in a few minutes. It is something that is done over a lifetime, and it is practiced as a way of life. But what I would like to show you, as water is very, very important to us, as you saw in that video, I would like to share with you motions. And those motions can be utilized, whether it's in your own practice or whether it's you're just doing it for fun. We use the song "Love, Peace, and Harmony." And so what I would like to do is show you just the movement with my hands. And then if you want to learn how to do the movement with your feet, combine the hands with the feet, you got to come to my class. Okay. So I'm going to show you this. So first of all, you're going to see when hula dancers are dancing, there's a good chance you're going to see this motion. And what I've learned all of my life, if you go into the ocean and on a calm day, or even when there's a swell, you are connecting with the energy of and the currents of the ocean. So you can take your hand and you can just move it like the ocean. Move it like the ocean. Okay, and if you want to do two hands, it takes a little bit more technique. But this is the movement of the ocean, but it is also the movement of the dancer. You will see this very often in hula. You will see hula dancers, and depending upon the school, their teacher will have a little bit of a different technique. I'm actually rolling my wrist, and I'm going to tell you, it's actually really good when you are doing repetitive motion, like when we're typing on a computer all day, to actually be able to move our hands, our wrists in a different way, so that there's more energy that's flowing through your arms and flowing through your hands. So that's the first motion. The other motion is for a flower. Okay, so whenever you see a flower, one of the movements that's done, because there's many in hula, is the pua. It's the flower. and actually reflecting that motion, and mimicking what a flower does. It opens up. It opens up. So we're picking the flower and it opens. Picking and open. So we have the ocean and we have a flower. So from ocean to the mountain, we have that flower. Okay, so those are the two. One more is important to, you'll find in lots of hula, is love. Love. We bring it close to our body and then we can give it out. So you can bring it into you and out. Bring it into you and out. So we have the ocean, but it's actually, this can be used in every single motion. You will see this commonly when they're starting a dance. We go up to the mountain and we look at the flowers and watch them open. Go up to the mountain, pick the flowers, open. So that is what we're going to do. Let's put that together. Okay. We're going to, I would like to move our hands in this way. We're going to do this 4 times. And I'm going to sing aloha because aloha is a word that connects us not only to love and support and compassion. Aloha is one of those that brings us closer to all that is divine, all that is the universe, all that is the planet, and brings us together as one. Okay, here we go. Let's go to the right. Aloha. 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 Let's go from the ocean. Aloha. Pick our flower. Aloha. Aloha. Perfect. Aloha. Aloha. Let's bring love up to us again. Aloha. And give it out. Aloha. Bring back it in. Aloha. So these are simple movements that you will see in hula quite often. And when you see those movements, especially when they're combined with your foot movements, you will begin to understand that this is not an easy kind of dance. It is one that brings connection and it brings harmony and balance to our lives. So whether you're joining me with our Dao movement Hawaiian style, or you're actually just moving around and having a grand old time, there is great discipline in hula. It is one that requires a spiritual connection and the physical, the heart as well. All areas, the soul, heart, mind, and body, balanced and aligned. And I wanted to say, it's so funny in our hula, in our hālau or hula schools, that the hula, the master teacher, hula teacher it's a dictatorship, and it's one that requires that teacher to be aligned so that their students can be aligned, that their students can communicate not only with the environment, but with all the holy ones. We still are very reverent of the goddess Laka, who is the goddess of Hula, the Pele, the goddess of fire, our Papa and Wakea, Haumea, many, many gods and goddesses of Hawaii, and they're all connected. They're all one with the environment. They're all one with all beings on this planet. So I invite you to join me when you have a moment to do that, but also to connect to the planet this year, not just on Earth Day. Every day is Earth Day. So whether it's the environment like mine, or whether it's the your children that you're connecting to, take them outside. Whether you're stepping on grass or you're looking in the mountains, say thank you. Thank you to this planet. And where can you do that? You can do that here. So I would like to end just with the hand movements, with love, peace, and harmony, if that's okay.
Yes.
And Auntie Diane already knows the movements of the hand movements. And actually, I think I will stand up and dance, and Auntie Diane can do that in her seat, so that we have, you can see what this looks like. Okay. All right. All right. And I will sing. I love my heart and soul. I love all humanity. Join hearts and souls together. Love, peace, and harmony. Love, peace, and harmony. Aloha, aloha, aloha.
Oh, so beautiful. Mahalo. Mahalo is thank you in Hawaiian. I just get goosebumps up and down all over my body. You know what Malia said, dancing the hula is giving us the deep, deep connection to Mother Earth, all of nature, animals, plants, human beings, and offering our greatest love, aloha. And we thank all of the kumu, the teachers of this ancient practice that bring it forward and share it with the world. You know, I love joining her Tao movement Hawaiian style, because not only is it a powerful connection, but it's also gets me that soul connection and relationship with every living and non-living soul in the world. So I thank you. And it's great exercise for someone who is kupuna senior and needs exercise. It's a tremendous workout. So please join her. We posted the link in the chat box. But I want to thank Malia also for being that superwoman that she is, taking care of home, you know, of the Master Sha Dao Center in Hawaii, for all the Hawaiian Islands and the world, and also for being an outstanding person, citizen of the globe that really loves the Aina and teaches us how to connect further. So thank you for being an outstanding volunteer for the environment and all the other things you do. Yeah.
Mahalo nui. Thank
So,
you so much.
yeah, thank you. This is day 12, and we still have more to come. Please help us all. As Malia said, Earth Day is every single day, and we need all of you to reach the goal of planting 1 million trees. This may sound impossible, but it's very doable if we have your help. So please join us in the 21 days. We have 13, so 8 more days to go. And we really will end up on April 22nd with a big celebration of a 12-hour marathon. And we will have our founder, Dr. and Master Jigong Shaw, leading the charge for this donation campaign. All you need to do is donate $50 and you'll be able to plant 400 or 500 trees. Imagine putting trees up on Puakakui watershed. Imagine planting more trees in Madagascar, Africa, Berlin, all over the world. This is what your donation does. And it also preserves the environment. So please help us. We look forward to day 13 with Michelle Wee. You'll learn about her amazing journey from the corporate world to an environmental heart. So thank you, everyone. We had a great time today. Thank you, Malia. Thank you for sharing your culture with us. We feel so much more enriched. Until tomorrow, we say aloha. Bye-bye.